9 luckiest people who survived the impossible.
A scientist repairing a particle accelerator took a peek inside to find a fault. Suddenly, a beam of protons with the energy of 76 billion electron volts smashed into his skull, hitting the back of the head and exiting through the nose. It was more than enough to kill a person instantly. But in this video, I'll tell you about incredible accidents in which people managed to outwit death. Still,
I don't know what that machine is, but that does not sound good, bro.
Comes the warning. Viewer discretion.
Yeah, he's got superpowers now.
December 31st, 2011. Zambia, Africa. Aaron Langworthy, a 22-year-old student from Australia, was about to bungee jump right over the raging waters of one of the world's largest waterfalls.
Oh, no.
The Victoria Falls. Aaron was distraught and kept joking that this jump would be the last thing she'd do in her life. However, she was the 105th jumper that day, and everything went smoothly for all her predecessors. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, no!
The girl spread out her arms and jumped. The breathtaking views smudged into one single blue-green background, yet the sensation was still incredible. In just a few seconds, however, Aaron felt a painful thud in the chest. She'd hit water. As it turned out, the rope got torn and the girl fell from a height of 40 meters.
Oh my God.
She miraculously avoided breaking her neck and remained conscious, yet falling from a height was far from the scariest thing awaiting the girl. Any moment now, she could be attacked by crocodiles that infested the local waters.
Oh, I got an amazing idea. Let's have a bungee jump company over water with crocodiles. Amazing idea! Amazing! How do we make the worst even worse, bro? How do we make the worst even worse? Like, let's say the rope did snap. We want him to die. Bro, come on.
But the girl was being carried away by the current, and her movements were restricted by the ropes around her legs.
And fast current as well.
With some effort, Erin managed to free herself and used all of her remaining energy to reach the shore. Langworthy spent a week at the hospital, treating her cuts, bruised limbs, and broken collarbone. Her most serious injury, though, was...
Yeah, what did they do? Did they throw fish in the water first to get the crocodiles to go under there so they're snapping at the rope? What, is that the excitement? You're bungee jumping into crocodiles' mouths? Is that what it is?
Damage to both lungs. Now, Erin jokes about her horrible accident and even ponders jumping once again. Yet she's indignant when she recalls being asked to sign a form stating she was jumping at her own risk. So, it can be said that Erin survived exclusively due to her own effort. Just like Mauro Prosperi. In 1994, he took the risk of participating in the Marathon des Sables. It's an exhausting 6-day run in Morocco through the Sahara, covering around 250 kilometers. Mauro prepared vigorously, running 40 kilometers per day and reducing his water intake to get used to dehydration. The marathon was so dangerous that the participants were required to provide the written address of where their body was supposed to be shipped in case of death. It scared Mauro's wife.
What? Yo, if you ever do anything where beforehand they ask you where you want your body to be shipped, don't do it. Just don't do it. Why would you do that? Excuse me, sir. Just before you go on this adventure of yours, where would you like your body shipped? What body? Oh, the body when you die, bro. What?
But he was trying to assure her that the worst thing that could happen to him was getting sunburned. Finally, 80 daredevil participants started their run. The fourth day turned out to be the most difficult part of the marathon since a strong wind started blowing. Mauro was consumed by a yellow wall of sand. He was blinded, couldn't breathe, and the sand grains were hitting his face like thousands of needles. He hid behind a bush and waited for the sandstorm to be over, but it lasted for 8 hours. Mauro got super frustrated as before that, he ran in 4th place. Then he didn't even realize that it wasn't beating others to the finish line, but making it out of the desert, alive. That should have been on his mind. Only on the following day did Mauro understand that his map and compass were useless since around him, there were no signs or plaques installed specifically for the marathon runners. He'd gotten lost. Mauro kept...
Yo, I don't get it, right? I totally get that, like, you do running as a hobby, right? But, like, run around your park. Why run here, bro? Like, sometimes I like playing football. I'm not going to play it in lava. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what?
Walking through the desert for another few days. Soon, he ran out of water and had to drink urine. Eventually, the man came across a Muslim tomb with someone's dead body in it. He hid from the blazing sun in the building, but continued to be plagued by thirst. His plight was so immense that when the marathon runner found a group of bats in the sacred building, he drank the animal's blood. During that time, Morrow saw a helicopter and an airplane. The man lit up a fire and launched flares, but the
So, wait, is this where COVID started? These motherfuckers. Is this how it started? These guys.
pilots flew away from him for some reason. Morrow even wrote a death note to his wife and tried to kill himself, but miraculously survived. The man took this as a sign that it wasn't time for him to die yet, so he got a grip on himself and simply started walking toward clouds on the horizon. Following this course, the man stumbled onto an oasis where he saw footprints, and soon he reached some human settlement. The local women fed the poor guy and called the police. As it turned out, he'd gone 291 kilometers off course and crossed the Algerian border.
Oh, man.
Finally, he was taken to the hospital after 10 tough days of trying to survive in the desert.
That's
Morrow
crazy.
called his wife and jokingly asked her if she'd already organized his funeral. It took the man 2 years to fully recover, after which he took part in various challenging marathons. Sometimes, though, you can end up in such desperate situations that it's definitely impossible to survive without help from fellow humans. May 20th, 1999,
This is crazy.
in the mountains near Narvik, Norway, Anna Elizabeth Johansson Bogenholm was skiing down a steep slope as she'd done countless times before. This time, though, something went wrong, and the girl plummeted headfirst toward a frozen stream near a waterfall. At a great speed, Anna hit her head against the ice.
Oof.
In just a second, it cracked, and the girl fell into the icy water with her head and trunk, and her legs and skis stuck out from the surface. Anna ended up trapped under a layer of ice that was 20 centimeters thick.
Oh,
The girl's
shit.
friends almost immediately got down to her but failed to pull her out.
Oh,
They held Anna's
shit.
legs to keep her from submerging fully and, at the same time, called the ambulance. Anna found an air pocket and managed to stay conscious for 40 minutes before her blood circulation stopped due to the cold.
Wait. She's in there for 40 minutes. Are you fucking mad? Are you fucking mad?
Right away, the police organized 2 rescue teams, one on the mountaintop and another at the base.
Hey, you can't tell us she's been in there 40 minutes and then say right away they did rescue teams. What do you mean right away? 40 minutes is not right away, bro. 40 minutes is, you took your time, mate. Where the fuck are you at?
They even involved a Sea King helicopter. When the rescue team reached the girl, they tried to pull Anna out of the water with a rope, or at least to puncture the ice with a snow shovel. But it was all in vain, as the ice was too thick. Meanwhile, the girl's body temperature dropped to 13.7 degrees Celsius. That's one of the lowest body temperatures ever recorded in humans.
What?
A bit later, other rescuers arrived at the site.
Wait, how is that one of the lowest ever recorded? Don't we have people in frozen ice lockers? So that's a lie, innit? That's a lie. What about cryotech? I swear that's lower than 13 degrees. I don't know what. Oh, but they're dead. Oh, yeah, true. Oh, yeah, true. You got a point. You do have a valid point. Okay.
And brought a shovel with a sharp edge. This tool finally managed to cut through the ice. Bogenholm was dragged out from under the ice 80 full minutes after she'd gotten trapped in the ice-cold water.
80 fucking minutes. 80 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
In an hour, the helicopter got the victim to the hospital. The medics were shocked by what they saw since the girl's skin was ash white. She looked like a corpse, and the electrocardiogram wasn't showing any signs of life. Then, a team of over 100 doctors and nurses worked in shifts for over 9 hours to try and save the victim. Anna was put on an artificial circulation machine, and warm blood was injected into her veins.
Why am I the only one that thinks 100 doctors is too many? I feel like 100 doctors, you wouldn't be able to get to a final solution easy. You know what I mean? It's too many input. You know when you have too many inputs and it just overloads and explodes? It's too much. Now if it saves it, true. True.
After which her heart started beating again, and her body temperature rose to 36.4 degrees Celsius. Yet the hypothermia had damaged the girl's lungs, and Anna spent the next 35 days connected to an artificial ventilation machine. If the rescuers and the doctors hadn't reacted so fast, she wouldn't have survived, since according to the data...
Yo, I'm sorry, but bro, the time don't seem fast to me. Someone is stuck in an ice-cold freezing lake, yeah? She's been in there for 80 minutes, and then took an hour to get to the hospital. So an hour and 80 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes from frozen in a lake. Is that fast? That doesn't seem fast to me, bro. That doesn't seem fast. She didn't survive, she died and then came back to life.
Data from BBC News. Most people who have experienced extreme hypothermia die even if the doctors manage to restart their hearts. However, sometimes you have no clue who or what will save you from what seems like a certain death.
Man, that is
January
crazy
3rd,
she survived
1943, World War II, France. An American pilot named Alan Eugene Maggi was flying over Saint-Nazaire. Suddenly, the right wing of his B-17 Flying Fortress airplane got hit. At the moment, Alan was in the gun turret, a structure in the bottom part of an airplane. The pilot realized he needed to jump, but when he grabbed the parachute backpack, he realized it was torn apart. It seemed like the end. The pilot started climbing from the gun turret to the radio room, but went unconscious due to the lack of oxygen caused by a high altitude and fell out of the plane. He fell for almost 7,000 meters. Alan had virtually no shot at survival. He hit the glass ceiling of Saint-Nazaire railway station, broke it, and fell onto the debris.
Fuck off.
This very ceiling slowed down the man's fall despite injuring him, so Alan survived. The German soldier...
You're telling me someone just fell 7,000 meters down and survived? But when I fall down the stairs, I feel like I've broken both legs. Okay, buddy, sure. Okay, and you want me to believe that? You want me to believe that? Okay, sure, yeah. Okay.
Slowed down the man's fall despite injuring him, so Alan survived. The German soldiers found him right away and took him captive. The pilot had 28 shrapnel wounds, a few broken bones, severe trauma to the nose and the eyes, lung and kidney injuries, as well as an almost entirely severed right arm. In the end, a German doctor helped Alan, although they were essentially enemies, and the pilot was almost fully rehabilitated. However, there are incredible cases in which people survived only due to a miracle. July 2019.
How was that not a miracle? That was a miracle.
Niagara Falls State Park, the US and Canada border. The local police officers received a message warning them of a man in critical condition who was right on the edge of Horseshoe Falls, the largest of the 3 waterfalls that make up the Niagara. The officers tried their best to get to the Canadian side of the park as fast as possible, but they were late. The man had climbed over the barrier, jumped into the raging water, and vanished in a fog cloud. It's almost impossible to survive if you've tumbled into Niagara Falls.
Well,
in case of a fall, you plunge from a height of 57 meters into the turbulent water pool filled...
I ain't gonna lie, that's fucking beautiful though. That is actually fucking, that is beautiful.
...with large rocks. That's why, according to a newspaper called Buffalo News, 25 people choose this place to take their own lives every year.
Right, I'm not putting this out there because no one should ever take their life. But like, if I were, it would probably be it. Like, you shouldn't. No one should ever do that. It should never get to a point in your life where you should do that. But if I were, I'd do it here. Look how beautiful it is, bro. Look how beautiful it is. Stunning.
Choose this place to take their own lives every year. However, when the rescuers were combing the lower reaches of the Niagara in search of the body, they suddenly saw its owner, calmly sitting on the rocks by the riverside, alive. The man...
10K subs and Lou goes off Niagara Falls in a barrel. Bro, it's beautiful, but I'm not doing that.
Man's identity remains undisclosed, and the authorities have refused to give any additional information about the case. The only thing we know is that he had suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and was taken to the hospital for further medical help.
Oh, wow.
Yet I know a story that has even more mysteries. April 5th, 2015, Emile Cellier offered his wife Victoria to jump with a parachute. The couple went to the Army Parachute Association base in Netheravon, Wiltshire. Victoria had been engaging in this sport since she was 16, and her experience was enough to jump without an instructor.
Okay.
The woman stepped out of the airplane's open hatch and jumped from a height of 1,200 meters. She tried to open the main parachute, but failed. Victoria had a small knife on her, so she cut off the main parachute and tried to open the emergency one. This didn't work either. The people watching this horror from the ground said that Victoria was being tossed around like a rag doll. She was plummeting with an ever-increasing speed, moving at 97 kilometers per hour. As soon as the woman hit the ground, it became clear she couldn't have survived. When Victoria was found, she had a broken pelvis, a few fractured vertebrae and ribs, but she was still breathing. This was because she landed on a plowed field, which cushioned the fall. When Victoria came round, Emile was next to her. She told her husband she loved him, but for some reason, he said nothing in return. The police...
He fucking killed her. I mean, he tried to kill her. He tried to kill her. He tried to kill her, bro. That's why a parachute in opening.
She told her husband she loved him, but for some reason, he said nothing in return. The police assessed the parachute and noticed someone had tangled the main ropes and removed 2 out of 4 slinks, the structures that keep the ropes on the dome. As it turned out, Emile had accrued debt due to his passion for an affluent lifestyle and other women. So Cellier had been planning to murder his wife and receive the insurance payment of £120,000.
Wow.
Emile was sentenced to 18 years behind bars. Victoria...
Hey, she survived. Fuck you, bitch. Karma's a motherfucker, isn't it, bro? Karma's a motherfucker, bro. He should get longer than 18 years, bro. That's literally, he nearly did kill her. He should get longer. He should get longer. He should get longer than that.
£1,000.
He should get longer.
Emile was sentenced to 18 years behind bars. Victoria, on the other hand, survived despite her many injuries and wrote a book about her bitter experience, which she called I Survived. All the cases I've covered above look like miracles, but the last few stories I've saved for you involve incredibly improbable narrow...
Yo, they should actually make a movie about that. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of crazy. A husband tried to kill the wife. Like, you could do, like, all the start of, like, him accumulating debt and stuff and cheating. And then he tries killing her and she survived. And then he's in prison. And then end it like him getting bummed in prison. Because that'd be good for the viewers to see. You know what I mean? We want to see that, bro. So he's getting bummed every day in prison. And then at the very end of the last segment, he gets shanked. Right? And then jobs are good. One. Beautiful movie.
Escapes. July 28, 1945. A few months before the end of World War II, New York.
What's good at Eco?
Lieutenant Colonel William Franklin Smith Jr. was transferring Army officers from Massachusetts to Newark Airport in New Jersey. However, after reaching New York, he made a fateful mistake. The city was shrouded in a thick fog, and instead of turning left after Chrysler Building, Smith accidentally turned right.
Hey, very appreciate the gift, my guy.
As a result, the plane ended up over Manhattan. Due to the many skyscrapers, airplanes were only allowed to fly here at an altitude no less than 609 meters. But Smith's airplane was only at 278. This caused the plane to hit the Empire State Building between the 78th and 80th floors.
Oh, I never
The
heard
vehicle's
about
wings
this.
fell off immediately, and the fuel tank exploded, causing a fire in the building. Lieutenant Colonel Smith and his 2 crew members died, along with 11 civilians who were inside the skyscraper. You're asking, where's the incredible survival story? The thing is, when the airplane crashed into the Empire State Building, 20-year-old Betty
Maisie with 100 gifted. Maisie, you know there's no alerts when I do these videos, right? They're turned off. I'm gonna have to play afterwards. Maisie, you're insane. Maisie, you're actually insane. 100 gifted, Maisie. She's gone crazy. She's actually gone crazy, bro. She's gone crazy. I ain't gonna get watched yet. No. 6,826 subs is insane, bro. Can you send me another coffee? I got you. Yeah, Maisie, I got you. I'll send you one. Maisie, thanks so much for the 100 gifted.
Lou Oliver was in the elevator. the force of the impact threw her out of the cabin. The ambulance workers found the girl with severe burns and put her in another elevator to get her to the first floor. Yet the plane crash damaged the elevator's cables. So when Betty was passing the 75th floor, they gave out and snapped. The elevator rushed down at a crazy speed. The cabin hit the concrete shaft floor and crushed it like an eggshell. All 6 cables attached to the cabin and the automatic braking cable were torn. This means that the cabin fell with no braking system whatsoever.
Holy shit.
The rescuers immediately rushed to get the girl from under the debris, but there was almost no hope of her surviving. However, when they retrieved Betty's body, to their surprise, it still had a pulse.
What the
Betty's
fuck?
life was likely saved because the elevator cabin slowed down due to air pressure in the relatively hermetically sealed shaft. In addition, the severed cables fell onto the shaft floor before the cabin and lay there like a spiral. This also softened the fall. The girl stayed in the hospital for 4 months and was unable to go anywhere without her wheelchair. But her survival is a veritable miracle. Yet the most incredible story I've ever heard happened to Anatoly Bugorsky in 1978.
Oh, what a fucking name. I want to marry him just for his name.
Incredible story I've ever heard happened to Anatoly
Bugorsky
in 1978. The Soviet scientist was working with a particle accelerator called the U-70 synchrotron, which at the time was the largest elementary particle accelerator in the Soviet Union.
What does that mean? What's that?
This device is similar to the Hadron Collider, since both use electromagnetic fields to accelerate charged particles to extreme speeds.
What does that do?
However, the synchrotron is less powerful. It's used in medicine to treat cancer with radiation and create radioisotopes for diagnostics.
Okay.
The method of checking whether the U-70 synchrotron is working correctly was still underdeveloped back then, and Anatoly just put his head inside the accelerator to take a closer look at everything.
Why would you do
However,
that? Hey, big machine. I don't even know what the fuck it does, bro. Right? Too advanced. Alien tech, yeah? Let me just put my fucking head in it, mate. What? You're telling me this guy's a scientist, bro? Let me just take a look at it. Stick my head in it, mate.
the employees forgot to turn off the device. So when the scientist got inside, he suddenly saw a blinding light that was brighter than 1,000 suns. 76 billion electron volts zapped through Bugorsky's skull.
I don't even know what that means. 76 billion electron volts. I just know that's fucking... I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot.
Just to compare, in standard cancer proton radiation therapy, we use no more than 250 million electron volts, radiating at a speed 300 times lower than what Bugorsky got. Despite all this, he survived and didn't even feel any pain. However, he didn't say anything to anyone.
Well, look at him. Look at him. He looks like he should be in an episode of fucking Godfather, bro. Scarface. Of course he didn't feel it. He's obviously fucking coked up. He's coked up, bro. He's on cocaine. Of course he's feeling it. And that's why I survived, probably.
Even feel any pain. However, he didn't say anything to anyone. Anxious, he went home and started awaiting radiation sickness symptoms.
Does he have superpowers?
At night, the left side of his face started swelling, and by the morning, he dared to finally engage medical professionals. They told the patient he didn't have a long time left since his radiation trauma was too serious. A beam of approximately 300,000 rad had pierced his head. For the average person, a dose of 400 rad is already sufficient to be fatal. But time kept passing, and the man stayed alive. Bugorsky lost his hearing in one ear and suffered from epilepsy, but kept living. It's because he, unlike victims of Chernobyl and Hiroshima, where people received high-energy gamma radiation with their entire bodies, Bugorsky got the dose in one spot, and with minimal dispersal. Today, Anatoly is 82 years old.
Oh my God!
Still alive, and still doing science. Such cases happen once in a million. It's truly a miracle.
Yo, he's definitely got superpowers. Bro, he's definitely got superpowers. I'm telling you right now. He ain't gonna die. He ain't gonna fucking die. He's got superpowers.
On October 3rd, 2021,
I'm telling you.
Ruth Hamilton from a town called Golden in Canada was woken up by her dog barking. The woman bolted out of her bed and went to see what happened. Suddenly, something broke the ceiling in her bedroom. Ruth returned to the room and saw that on her bed, there was a meteorite.
That is fucking sick. That is fucking sick. I would love that. I would love this.
There was a meteorite. If the dog hadn't woken her up, the space rock would have killed Ruth. Comment with
wow.
stories
I
of when
wouldn't like
you
that.
ended up a step away from a deadly accident.
Oh, I wouldn't like
Subscribe
that.
to my channel. There are a lot of...
Yo, I would like a meteor though. A meteorite. I would like that. I'd fucking frame it. That'd be sick. That'd be really cool.